Legit. All right, let's go. All right, come on, let's clap it. You understand? Allowing us to come out here and teach us truth. You understand? We the Isupk on the Commander General Honor. You understand? Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. What's that? What's that noise? TV? Nah, can't look at the camera. Oh man, y'all good night. Doing that. Hey man, when these live videos be stopping, what's that? Because of the Wi-Fi?
Oh, the YouTube stop?
Nah, Facebook.
Nah, that shouldn't be because of the Wi-Fi. The Durham Facebook or YouTube?
All right, on this laptop.
Let me see if you live on YouTube.
I'm telling you, we need to get Shabon. Everybody in the chat. You understand? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If anybody got any questions or comments, you can just type it in the chat. Let's see it. I'm about to have to drop this one right here. This one gonna be.
You live on both.
All right, let's go. Give me Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. Yo, hey man, we have a what in the world? Yeah, man, the Facebook. Look at it. Come look at this. It's deleting the page off the screen, all that together, and bringing it back up. Like it's up here now, but it's just a second ago the whole screen just deleted. And
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just leave it, because I still see you up there.
It's still live.
Yeah.
Let's try this one more time. Leave it.
When they completely go out.
You see? Look, it went up. It's always something.
Nah, it's still rocking, so just ignore it for now.
All right, well, somebody try to monitor if anybody comes.
You know, thing I noticed, if I may, like when I'm watching UPK on Facebook, I get more loading and more delay than any other video.
Right.
You know, for real, like especially on the grill. You know,
I don't know what that is, man.
I don't either, man. But I get like it's always loading. It's like go 5 minutes, then it's loading. I'm like, what the hell? It doesn't do this with other videos.
Right.
You know, that's just some food for thought, man. That's real.
This one not going. This one trying to cut off right now anyway, too. I forget it. All right, give me
I got it.
I read that.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
I love to start off my class with this scripture because it's like the bottom line cutthroat. Like when we look at the Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian community, for one, we're looking at a nation of people that's been destroyed over a span of thousands of years, solely, somewhat magnified here in America for 400 years, dealing with the slavery that we, went through here. But we dealing with a group of people that's been damaged, man, so much and so that when we come out of slavery, we wanna find something that's going to rebuild Black people naturally. You understand? Naturally, anything that's been damaged wants to heal itself. And the problem is, we've never really, black people have never really sought the truth out on their own.
Right.
They've always had somebody to tell them the truth is right here. You should be in this religion right here. Come to this church right here, come to the mosque right here, and we're gonna get down. You understand? So instead of us actually looking into these ideas and these religions and these ideologies and these groups and organizations that we've been in for hundreds of years, we just went for the thing that sounded the best so that we can heal the fastest.
Right.
You understand? We wanted the thing that sounded the easiest so we can heal the fastest. You understand? That's why being a Christian is so prominent in America. Being a Christian is so prominent in America because you can have a sense of hope. You can have a sense of faith, and I love God and I serve the Most High and I'm trying to change my life. But you don't really have to do anything. You understand? You don't really have to struggle to be a Christian. It's easy to be a Christian. That's why anybody can do it. That's why the masses of Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians are Christian. And when I say Christian, I mean any form of Catholicism. I know them, the Isukites, the so-called Mexican brothers, the Hispanic brothers down there in Mexico, they mostly Catholic. You understand? That's Christian too. That just comes from the root of Christianity, that Roman, Catholic Church. You understand? But being a Christian is very easy, man. It's very simple. You don't have to work. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to strive to do anything. All you got to do is, you understand, pay your tithes, pay your extra donation monies, and go to the bake sales and wear Jesus piece, and then boom, you're in the game.
Right.
You understand? You're a Christian. You made it, and you can have some sense of hope. You understand? You can have some sense of faith. You can have some sense of self-regeneration as a people. You understand? And that's what Christianity tried to give us. The problem is Christianity gave us a false sense of us rebuilding or healing from the trauma that was bestowed upon us by the so-called white man.
That's right.
You understand? What you got, brother?
I feel that we can never heal, man, as long as we love our enemy. And Christianity allowed us, matter of fact, taught us to love our enemy.
Right. You understand? And that's a problem called Stockholm Syndrome that we suffer from here in America. You understand? Like, I'll use it as an example. Let's take a worldly situation, right? We're going to take, it might be too loud a little bit, but, or is it too loud? It's too loud. Let's take a worldly situation, right? Let's take a woman, right, who is in a relationship with her husband who is very abusive. You understand? Beats on her to like a pit, like a pull, like she pounding on her every day, screaming ashtray every night. You understand? Terrible monster, man, tying her up in the basement, so on and so forth. I remember my grandmother used to tell me stories about her in Baltimore where her husband literally locked her inside the house for years. Her sisters or anything, nobody could get to her because he took the phone. Whenever he left, he would take the phone lines out. Like they had like 2 house phones, and he would just take them both, and he would bolt the lock of the doors from the outside in, so she couldn't get out. And they had in Baltimore, they had like the windows where it was barred up. You understand? So she couldn't get out from the outside, and people couldn't hear her. Yada yada yada. You understand? But imagine a sis in that situation, man. The only way, you understand, and this is thinking about in the world. Of course, in the truth, that brother and that sister should seek counsel. You understand? Of course, in the truth, that brother would have to be taken up to counsel to figure out why in the hell is he tying up his wife and being a monster to his wife. And we're going to have to put you on 24/7 observation. You understand? Until we fix whatever the hell is going on so that we can keep this family together. And also you can live together without killing each other. You understand? But I'm giving an example of a worldly example. You understand? This is not how things would go down in the UPK. That sis can never get out of that situation. Why? because she loves him so damn much that she will continuously go get beat on. She will continuously go get tied up in the basement. She will continuously stay in this house knowing she's locked in this house. You understand? That symptom or that kind of example is exactly what black people have done for the so-called white man. He's continuously raped us. He's continuously robbed us. He's continuously murdered us, enslaved us. But yet we continuously will love him with all our heart. That way we'll never leave the white man. We'll never leave his ideologies. We'll never leave his belief systems. We'll never leave his government systems. We'll never leave it because we love him so damn much. You understand? That's what you call Stockholm Syndrome, when you love the man who is enslaving you. You understand? So that's what happens. That brother comes home and he comes home with some roses and some chocolates. You understand? And you sitting up there tied up in the basement. He come home with some chocolates and you're like, oh man. Right. Yeah, I think he might love me. Right. There's hope. You understand? There's hope in a better life. And that's what our oppressor does to us. You understand? They'll give you February. They'll give you Black History Month. They'll give you, little trinkets and little gifts here and there. They'll give you a few celebrities. They'll put some of your people in the governing body. They'll do that. You understand? So that you believe that there's an equal right. There's an equal chance. You understand? That blacks and whites and Hispanics and Native American Indians can all get along together as one big melting pot in America, when really that has never been the case and it never will. You understand? The problem with us, why we will never heal, like the brother said, is because we have to learn to stop loving the man that is killing us every day. That's right. We have to learn to stop loving the man that has lied to the whole goddamn world. You understand? Has stolen our identity, has told us that we were African when we are not African. You understand? Has told us to be Christian when we were never to be a Christian. Told us to be Muslim when we were never to be a Muslim. You understand? The white man has done nothing more but hoard us out. You understand? The white man has good night, right? Like you would take, like a sex trafficker would take a girl he wants to use to sex traffic, right? He took us like you would take her and beat, raped, and destroyed that woman, had his way with her, and then hoard her out to everybody else. That's what the white man has done to black people in America. That's right. You understand? He's beat, raped, and hoard us out to every other nation that has come to get some of this slavery that America has to offer, man. That's right. So they come and they put their Chinese restaurants with their coronavirus and their orange chicken inside of your neighborhoods. They come and they put their 24-hour tobacco stores inside of your neighborhoods, knowing that they are robbing you dry. You understand? And they have no intentions on giving any of the money or that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians spend inside of any of these stores back to the black community. You understand? What parade have you ever heard of for black prosperity or black, not prosperity? What parade have the Middle Easterns have ever held? You understand? Or what day have they ever held just to give back to the black community that makes them rich? You understand? When have they ever said, you know what, 50% off everything in the store in the ghetto because you niggas are the ones who make us rich. So we're gonna give you 50% off on this day every day of the year. What day have they done that? Never. But they will call the police on you for stealing cigarettes. That's right. They'll get you killed for trying to sell Lucy's. You understand? They'll kill you for that. Yet we are the ones who's making them rich. Well, hold on. Even if you have a point, it's crazy that you want to pick out flaws. Hold on. And other religions, brother. I don't know what you talking about. What the hell you gotta elaborate. Do you got a question or are you just making a statement? Because if you're making a statement, then that statement don't make sense. You said even if I have a point, it's a lot. I gotta lean sideways. You said, even if you have a point, it's crazy that you want to pick out flaws in other religions. Why not just focus on non-believers? Why not focus on non-believers? And why do I pick out the flaws in other religions? I'll give you the answer. Because other religions are the very sole things that have been destroying Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians since we've gotten over here in America. Being a Christian is what destroyed Black communities. Being a Muslim is what destroyed Black communities. In the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we don't teach to have a religion. We teach to follow the Bible and the commandments out of our Most High God. You understand? We don't teach to have a religion and bang your head on a goddamn rock 5 times a day. We don't teach that you can be a homosexual because God loves you. You understand? We teach the truth of the Bible, and the truth of the Bible to people on this earth. We have a special suit of laws and commandments that we have to follow, which is inside this book, and that's just what we got to do. Christianity will never teach you to follow not one law. Islam will not teach you not one law. You understand? They give you great moral grounds. That's what those religions do. The God of the Bible made these words, made these prophecies and these scriptures not to give you no goddamn moral grounds. It gave you these words to make you perfect. And that's all that you should be focused on. So that's why we're going to bash every goddamn religion, because every goddamn religion is disgusting. And if you want to have a problem, then bring out the proof. Bring me the proof that these other religions are not disgusting. Bring me proof, because I'm gonna bring you the proof that they are. You look at the crime rate in America and the Black community. The murderer and the one that's being murdered are both what? Black, and they're both what? Christian. They're both Christian. Every drug dealer you've ever known wears a Jesus piece because he's Christian. Every rapist you've ever known is a Christian. Every mass shooter, every school shooter was a goddamn Christian. You go into prison, there's over 2 million Black men in prison right now, not including the Mexicans, the Isupk or Native American Indians. And guess what? The mass population of what is the 2 most practiced religions in the prison system today, brother?
Christianity and Islam.
So why the hell would I want to be a Christian? They fill it up. I pick out flaws in religions. I pick out flaws in every goddamn thing. I pick out flaws in the white man's democracy. I pick out flaws in the white man's government. I pick out flaws in your very own Christian pastor with his alligator suit. You understand? We pick out flaws in every goddamn thing. Christianity just happens to be one big one. You understand? Oh, Christian. Brother, name one Christian that follows the Bible. The problem with Christians is Christians don't know the Bible. Christianity has turned Black men into effeminate Black women in America.
That's right.
That's what Christianity does. You understand? So we get so emotional when we hear something and we don't have the facts to back it up. How the hell does a Christian follow the Bible going to church on Sunday? Can any brother in this room, maybe the brother online who says this, the Sabbath day was meant for when? I'm too old. When is the Sabbath day? What day of the week is the Sabbath? Can anybody answer that? Christians will say Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. What day is the Sabbath? I'll give it to you. It's the last day of the week. It's the last day. It's Saturday. You understand? The Sabbath is Saturday. It's this last day of the week. So how are Christians following the Bible when you're going to church worshiping a sun god? You understand? You're going to church on the first day of the week when the Bible says the Sabbath is the last day of the week when man should rest. You understand? So how is a Christian ever going to be following the Bible? And not only that, how do you follow the Bible when you follow not one law in the book?
That's right.
You have no idea about your ancestors. The fact that you even call yourself a Christian tells me that you don't follow the Bible. What the hell is a Christian? Let me ask you a question, brother, if you're still listening. What is your nationality? You understand? Today, if you stick around long enough, then today you speak for Christians across the world. I hope you're ready for the task. You speak for Christians. You understand? Since we want to pick out the flaws in religions, we're going to pick them out. This good night. This brother said his nationality is African American. How the hell do you love Christ? How the hell do you have any respect for Jesus Christ who died on the cross? And you're going to sit here and say a man, a brother who was born like me and like you, from the seed of David, came out of the bowels of Mary. His father was Joseph. He was a black man, and he was not no goddamn African American. Christ was a Judite from the tribe of Judah. Christ was a goddamn Israelite. So how the hell are you going to disconnect yourself from the greatest man in your lineage, in your family, to say that you are goddamn African American? When the greatest person that ever walked the face of the earth is a part of your family, and he was not a goddamn African American. How can a Christian ever follow the goddamn Bible saying anything as silly as that? To say I'm an African American. What the hell is that? I'm an African and I'm an American? Pick one. You understand? You don't get to pick two for your nationality. You get to pick one. Which one is it? What is a Chinese man? He's Chinese. What is a Japanese man? He's Japanese. What is it? And then we'll go even more into it. Even a goddamn African will never say, if you ask an African, what is your nationality? He will never sit there and tell you, I'm an African. What are you going to say? I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Ghana. I'm from Egypt. I'm from Ethiopia. I'm from South Africa, because there's over 56 countries in Africa. Which one are you from? Which tribe do you belong to? The problem is you don't know, and it's not your fault. You speak for all Christians today, and I'll tell you this. It's not your fault that you don't know anything about the Bible, but you should listen and learn. You understand? You should learn who you are, because being an African American, which was a term coined by Jesse Jackson in 1984, if I'm not mistaken, was it 84 or 64? It was in 1984 when Jesse Jackson coined the term that we are African Americans. 1984. So you're going to take that and run with that? You're going to go with that one, huh? Yeah, 1984, we African Americans, fuck it, let's go. We African Americans. How about you go and find out what you really are? I tell you why not. Because the problem is when you're in church every goddamn Sunday, that pastor doesn't know who you are. That pastor doesn't read the Bible. He doesn't understand the Bible. So guess what he can't do? He cannot teach you the Bible. He doesn't know how to show you your nationality according to the Bible. He doesn't know how to show you your history according to the Bible, your ancestors according to the Bible. What are the biblical names for the nations on earth? Today we call them what? Americans, Chinese, Japanese, white people, black people. According to the Bible, they have biblical names. Moabites, Ammonites, Hagarenes, you understand? Canaanites, Hamites, Edomites. They have names according to the Bible that they were biblically called. But you've been in church your whole goddamn life and have no clue. You have the slightest bit of knowledge according to the Bible, because being in a Christian church is disgusting, man. That's why. I bet you learned something about being a homosexual. I bet you learned something about banging a tambourine and dancing and shucking and jiving. That's the box I check, what box you check on forums. What the hell is a box got to do with this? This ain't Rowdy Rich. You understand? What the hell is you talking about a box for? Of course you are a slave in America, so of course you have to pick a box. Of course you have to go and pick whatever they have lined up to you. Let me ask you a question, brother. Let me ask you a question. Let's say I took you, right? Let's say I took you. I'm not going to use me as an example. Let's say another people took you and your family, right? And they enslaved you. They captured you and your family, and they gave you one option on a box, on a paper you had to check. And they said you could either be female or alien. What box you going to check as a black man in America? Remember, you ain't no other box. You're going to either pick female or alien. Which one you going to pick? Exactly. So don't come to me telling me about no goddamn box that the white man has put out for us to pick, because we don't have no other box that says we are Israelites. They're from the tribe of Judah, or from the tribe of Issachar, or from the tribe of Gad, or Manasseh, or Naphtali. You understand? Or Simeon, or Benjamin, or Levi. We don't have those boxes. So it ain't no goddamn box to pick. But I guarantee you, if it was, then y'all know which one I'm gonna pick. You understand? The brothers and sisters in the Isupk know which one they'll pick. You understand? Because in here we teach the Bible, man. We teach for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to give me a zeal, but not according to knowledge. You understand? Because a lot of people in America, a lot of our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians in America, we suffer from a very terrible disease. It's called Christianity. It's a plague, man. Because we want to know about the Most High. We want to know about Christ and what Christ did. We want to know, you understand, at what age did he start teaching the Bible? We want to know, start teaching the prophecies of the Most High. At what age did he start roaming the earth and teaching and healing the dead, the sick, and walking on water? We want to know everything about the Bible, except the problem is we go into a place that has no answers for you. That's right. They don't have the answer for you. That's why when you go in a church, what do? They open up, they give you some prosperity speech, they send the money basket around. Then they get on the tambourines and they suck and jive and dance, and then the biggest crip thug gangbanger in the neighbor falls down, right, like he got a goddamn seizure. You understand? And then you go home. You understand? You don't know anything about the Bible. Hold on, my cousin in NC believes in your teaching. I'm just curious of what it is. No sweat, brother. You understand? Don't get offended by the way that we talk. This is the way that men of the Lord are supposed to speak. You understand? What you're experiencing now, what you clicked on today, is the home of the truth. We teach exactly what the prophets of old have taught, and they talk like real men. You understand? You're not going to hear no Christian pastor BS in here. And here, these brothers are hardcore to the death, and they're going to teach the truth about the Bible. And the truth is, your pastor is disgusting. He's a homosexual, and Christianity is a goddamn joke. And you should never go back into that church. And you damn sure should never bring your children in there, lest they be molested by someone in that church. Read that for me, y'all, whoever got it.
The book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Brethren, my heart desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved.
Is that what I want? Hold that.
2.
Verse 2, yeah. Give me verse 2.
Verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
That they have a zeal of the Most High. Christians have a zeal of the Most High. Muslims have a zeal of the Most High. They want to love God. You understand? They want to serve the Most High. The problem is this. You don't know how to do it. Like being a Christian for so long, I never understood how the hell I was actually loving the Most High. I never understood how I was serving him. How was I a servant of God? How? You understand? Like, it's something that a Christian, like, I'm you a Christian, right? Do you believe in being saved? No sweat. Hold that question. I'm going to get to it. But you a Christian, right? Explain to me what it is that you do to serve the Most High. And before you do that, let me say this, because being in the Christian church, it's almost like serving the Most High is a breath that you get. It's almost like some kind of wind that has to come into you and enter into you, and then you just, oh, I'm a child of God. That's right. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm a child of God. I serve the Most High with all my heart. But what the hell did you do for him? What did you do? What did you sacrifice? What did you give? You understand? What did you change in your life to serve him? Nothing. Being a Christian is disgusting, man, because it's everything is about emotions and feelings. That's why they get in the Christian church and they dance and pass out. You understand? Because you're not serving the Most High. You're not doing anything to please the Most High. You're doing what you want to do. That's all you'll do. You're not out here murdering. I guarantee you get tattoos. I guarantee you smoke weed. You smoke cigarettes. You smoke hookah pens. Why don't you stop that? Why don't you stop that? You understand? You go to church on Sunday when the Sabbath is the last day of the week. Why don't you stop that? You understand? You won't. Because guess what? You're not serving the Most High. You serving yourself. You serving the so-called white man and what he taught you to do. You understand? Read that again from the top, from verse 2. And I'm gonna get to you, brother. Just hold your peace. I'm gonna get to you. Hold on one second. Go ahead.
Verse 2. The book of Romans chapter 10, verse 2. For I bear the record that they have not according to knowledge. But
not according to knowledge. Meaning you don't know what it is that you serve. You don't know anything about the Most High. You don't know anything about the disciples. You don't know anything about the prophecies and the parables that Christ spoke. You don't know anything about the history of your people. You don't know where your people came from. You don't know the enemies of your people. You understand? And that's the problem, man. Hold on. Let's go. You said, do you believe in being saved? I serve in my church ministry, feeding homeless, elderly. I stopped hustling drugs, etc. You understand? That's all good. That's all too wild. You understand? But when you going to serve the Most High?
That's right.
When you going to leave that Christian church and serve the Most High? You understand? Christians, this is the problem with the Christian church. Christians believe that being a child of God is what they do outwardly. Christians believe that what people see is what makes them a child of God. They believe that they have the Jesus peace. They believe that they go to church on Sunday. They go to Easter Sunday. They feed some homeless people. They give $1 to a homeless person. They believe that if they go to the bake sale and they spend money on cakes that they don't want. They believe that if they put on the nice suit, they iron it the night before. They believe that if they go to the Sunday school, that they're Christian. When that's a big misconception according to the Isupk. When the truth is, you being a child of God has nothing to do with what you do on the outside. It has nothing to do with what people see about you. It has everything to do with what you do when people don't see. It has everything to do with that. When you go out here and you spend tens of thousands of dollars on homeless people, but then you go home and be a homosexual, then you are not serving the Most High. You're serving yourself. When you go out here and you do whatever kind of bake sale or food drive, or whatever the hell you want to do for the people in America, and then you go home and then you smoke weed, you are not serving the Most High. You're serving yourself. You understand? You're not doing a goddamn thing for the Most High.
That's right.
You're not. You understand? The Most High ain't playing with us, man, with the children of Israel. Imagine you got a business, right? And your employer, when you're there, he does everything. He's mopping the floor. He's washing the dishes. You understand? Having good respect for the customers. But then when you're gone, he leaves the store unattended to. He leaves the doors unlocked. He leaves the cash register open. You understand? What are you gonna do? You're gonna say, man, well, while he's there, he's good. What are you gonna do? You're gonna fire him, man. That's right. You're gonna get rid of him because you're not playing and the Most High ain't playing either.
That's right.
You better stop thinking that serving the Most High is about some goddamn bank sales. You better stop thinking that a food drive is serving the Most High.
That's
the
right.
work of the Lord is more vigorous than that. It's more life-threatening than that, serving the Most High. The only way you're going to serve the Most High is by coming into this school doing your 90 days and learning how to serve the Most High with your life, not with your goddamn thing. You understand? To hell with a goddamn muffin and cookie. We put our life on the line for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. We out there in the byways and the highways teaching the truth, man. Teaching our people not to be homosexuals. Teaching our people not to be Christian. Christianity is a lie. Beating up on your woman will destroy you, man. Islam is a joke, man. We teaching you the truth about your people, man. That's the service of the Most High. That's what's going to get your people out of them slums, man. That's what's going to get your people to wake up and not be drug dealers, not be homosexuals, not be drunkards, man, on these streets living up under bridges, Not no goddamn muffin, man.
That's right.
To hell with that goddamn muffin, man. You understand? What you got, number one?
If I may, sir.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like the scripture talks about, you know what I mean? He that teaches men to do the law, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. But if you teach men, those who teach men not to do the law, I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Right.
But you would do more work for the Lord with no bake sales, no none of that, by just shutting the hell up and not telling people that they African American, that they, you know what I'm saying, or that, you know what I'm saying, like God loves everybody. If you just didn't say that, you're doing more to work for the Lord.
Right.
Then go to the bake sale, but you teach people they don't know how to keep the law.
Right. You understand? That's a heavy point. Because we mislead our people, and that's how we've been misled for centuries, man. Because what does the scripture say? A gift destroyeth the heart. You going and you getting a bake sale for these people, you understand? And don't get it twisted, don't get it misconstrued. Having a bake sale or a food drive, that's to rob. You understand? You should do that. You should go out here and feed your brothers, man. They sick, they starving, and they dying, man. You should take every penny you got, you understand? And instead of giving it to your goddamn pastor, you should go buy some bread so your brothers can eat. You should go do that. So don't get it wrong. Don't think that I'm telling you that doing that is a bad thing or it's wrong to do. You shouldn't do that. You should do that. But the point is that serving the Most High is not that.
That's right.
You understand? Give me 1 John chapter 2 and verse 5. You understand? Or verse 3. I'm gonna show you exactly what serving the Most High is. You understand? So it's no misconception. So we all are clear on what serving the Most High is, man. Whoever get it and read it.
Come. Book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 5. But whoso keepeth his word, in him, verily, is the love of God.
Is verse 3 what I want to start at? Come, let's go to verse 3. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him. If we keep his commandments. If we keep his commandments.
If we do what?
If we keep his commandments.
Now we have a bake sale.
If we keep his
If we
commandments.
go to church on
If
Sunday.
we keep his
We
commandments.
wear Jesus piece.
If we keep that.
The scriptures say that hereby we do know him, meaning we know the Father, we know God. You understand? Not if we wear a Jesus piece, not if you have a food drive, not if you go to church on Sunday, you understand, your best Easter suit. But if we do what? If we keep his commandments, man, that's the service of the Most High. That's the service of God. Not to stop selling drugs and only stop selling drugs. You got to stop doing them too. You can't just say, oh, I stopped selling drugs. I'm good. I'm good in God's eyes. I got God. No, the hell you don't.
Right.
You understand? The Most High, by you selling drugs, the Most High was going to deal with you by getting you locked up or killed. You doing drugs, the Most High going to deal with you by getting locked up or killed.
Right.
You understand? Except it might not be a rival drug dealer that kills you. It'll be crack. It'll be cocaine. It'll be heroin. It'll be opioids, like they have an epidemic in Philadelphia right now. That'll be the thing that takes you out, man, because the Lord ain't playing. You better stop letting these Christians brainwash you in that cult into believing that the Most High does not, you understand, demand perfection, man. The Most High demands perfection out of the children of Israel and nothing else.
That's right.
You understand? Keep reading, huh?
Come. Verse 4. He that saith, I know him.
He that saith, I know him. Every Christian, I'm sure you, brother, would say that you know the Most High, right? Am I right? Would you say that you're a brother that says you have a connection with the Most High, or you know your God, you understand, and you know how he feels about you? I'm going to assume he said yes. All right, this brother right here is, can we give it up for this brother right here, man? This brother right here, so far, this brother on this line, what's the name? You understand? I can't get your name right now, but this brother right here has been honest. You understand? So that's honorable. That's more than I expect from a Christian. You understand? This brother might be salvageable. But he said, yeah. He said, all right, the brother's name is Mike. You understand? This brother said, yes, he believes that he knows God. You understand? Keep reading.
He that saith, I know him.
So he that saith, I know him. Keep reading.
and keepeth not his commandments.
And keepeth what?
Not his
And
commandments.
keepeth what?
Not his commandments.
So he that say, I know him, yet keepeth not his commandments, meaning not to eat shrimp, not to eat crab, pork, or lobster, not to eat scallops or tuna, or not to get edge-ups and get tattoos and smoke weed and have sex with whores, not to go to strip clubs and watch pornography, not to add, goddamn, it's a whole list. You understand that you can just cut a Christian that they do. That all commandments of the Most High that we have to follow, man. We have to. We have no other choice. But if a brother says that he knows the Most High, but keeps not his commandments, meaning he gonna eat some shrimp tomorrow, he gonna eat a sausage biscuit in the morning, keep reading.
Come. Is a liar.
It's a what?
Is a liar.
A what?
Is a liar.
A liar, man. You are a liar, man. Your Christian pastor is a liar. T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Eddie Long, they are liars, man. They don't know the Most High. Your pastor in your church has no clue who the Most High is or what he's dealing with, man. You understand? And it's such a dangerous sport. It's such a dangerous sport to confound the name of the most terrible power to ever exist, man.
That's right.
The most terrible power to ever exist. You're going to play with the Most High and teach his children that you don't have to serve him, that you don't have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, when it's saying it clearly here, not knowing that the Most High wiped out the goddamn planet. You're going to play with that? You're talking about the same being that destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for being homosexual, man. And you gonna tell a brother that it's okay? You gonna applaud Dwayne Wade for letting his son become a goddamn girl when the Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for sodomy, man, for homosexuality, for bestiality. And you want to turn around and say that the Most High doesn't give a damn about that? Let's spit in his face that goddamn way.
That's right.
He put a lot of work and making clean work of destroying them goddamn faggots, man. Salakia for my language. But he made clean work of doing it. You understand? Don't play with the Most High in that way, man. It's disgusting to be a Christian, man. And you don't know the Most High, and you and your pastor is a goddamn liar. You understand? You want hope, you better stay in these goddamn classes. Whatever city you in, you better ask for the number of the captain that runs that zone and get into them classes in the Isupk, do your 90 days, and then come and get to know the Most High. You understand? You wanna stop selling drugs. You wanna go and have bake sales. You wanna have food drives and family days and love your people. Coming to the Isupk, you want that work, come and get some. You understand? Because being in the Christian church, you ain't doing nothing but wasting your time. Keep reading up.
And the truth is not in him.
And the truth is not in him. There is no truth in the Christian pastor, man. There is no truth. Because the truth is not easy, man. Being a Christian is easy. You understand? Saying that just, oh, I love God. Okay. What that mean? Well, that means, I got the heavenly Holy Spirit in me. Okay. Well, what does that mean? Well, you trying to go eat some pork? You understand? You trying to go sleep with white women?
That's right.
You trying to go have an orgy party? I got the Lord Heavenly God with me. You understand? And it doesn't mean crap, man. You are a liar, man. And your whole religion is false, man. Christianity is a goddamn cult, man.
That's right.
You understand? Christianity is a cult, man. Got you in there drinking the blood of Christ as if he wanted you to drink. That's the most asinine thing I've ever thought of seen in my life. To imitate drinking the blood of Christ and eating his flesh. It's a sin to be a goddamn cannibal. Why the hell would this man who walked the earth want you to eat his goddamn flesh? Stop being simple, man. Stop being silly. Being a Christian, you don't know God. So you'll do silly things like that. You understand? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 5. For whoso keepeth his word.
But whoso keepeth his word. Understand? What is the Most High's word?
Scriptures.
The scriptures, more specifically what?
The truth.
The truth, more specifically what? His law. Whosoever keepeth his word, which is his law, man, which is sex is marriage. You have sex with a woman that becomes your wife. That is his law. You understand? Ain't no getting around that. You understand? Eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster is a sin. That is his law. Whosoever shall keepeth his word, keep reading.
Mm-hmm. In him, verily, is the love of God.
In him, verily, is the love of God. You want to love your people, stop smoking. You want to love your people, stop sinning against the Most High. That's the greatest sacrifice you can give. Is to sacrifice your own lust and your own desires and learn to come into the truth of the Isupk and learn the truth about the Bible and really change your life, man. And serve Christ, man. Serve the Most High, man. Because Christ died, man. Christ got crucified so that we could have a chance to show our Father, the Most High, Yahweh in the Hebrew, that we could learn and follow the law perfectly.
That's
man.
right.
That's the reason why Christ died, man. We was out here sinning and doing all kinds of wicked things, following after these other nations. And the Most High was fed up with the nation of Israel, and he was about to cut us off forever. You understand? He was about to cut us off forever. And Christ said what? He said, look, man, hold on, man. Go on, I gotta pull this one out. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and 26. You understand? This is what Christ said. So we understand exactly what Christ had going on when he came and he died for the nation of Israel. This is what he said, and this is what we say in the truth, man. Because of course, the majority of our brothers are Christians. The majority of our brothers are Muslims, man. The majority of our brothers do not know the Most High. The majority of our brothers do not follow the statutes and commandments. And we know that the Most High is fed up with us, man. And so we say this. Who got it? Let's go up.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 26. Oh, look not upon the sins of thy people.
Oh, look not upon the sins of thy people. You understand? Don't look at what Christians are doing. Don't look at what the Muslims is doing. Don't look at what the Pan-Africanism people are doing. Pan-Africanist people are doing. Don't look at what the atheist brothers is doing. You understand? Keep reading.
But on them which serve thee in truth.
But on them which serve thee in truth. You understand? How do you serve thee in truth? 1 John chapter 2, what was it, verse 4? Said if you don't follow the law, statutes, and commandment, then the truth is not in you, man. And you are a liar. You understand? So what is this saying in 2nd Ezra? Look upon them that follow your law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Look upon them that obey your orders, man. And there's only one place that you can go to get that, and that's in the Isupk.
That's right.
Man. You understand? Is there any more on that? So like Bible 1, Shamar, is there any more on that? Again, everybody in the chats, on the Facebooks, on the Instagrams, on the Twitters, you understand, YouTube, if you got any questions or comments, just go ahead and make it, we will deal with it. What you get?
It's something more.
Go ahead, let's bring it up.
Verse 10. Regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen, but the desire of those that keep thy testimonies in affliction.
What's the wicked invention? First of all, brother, I'm gonna go back to you because I see you here. What is a heathen according to the Bible? What is a heathen? I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds. If not, I'll give it to you. If you don't know, it's too wild to say you don't know. That's perfectly fine. That's actually very honorable to say I don't know. Understand? Every brother, sister, man, child, son, grandmother, grandfather, uncle should learn to be able to not be so prideful, but to say I don't know. You understand? Because then maybe you'll know. Most High in Christ, the brother said I don't know. Give me my hand. You understand? Most High in Christ. You understand? What is a heathen?
A nation other than Israel.
A nation other than the nation of Israel. So a Chinese man, a Moabite, would be a heathen. A Middle Eastern man, an Ishmaelite, according to the Bible, is a heathen. You understand? An African man, a Canaanite, a Hamite would be considered a heathen. You understand? So read it one more time. So a heathen is a nation other than Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. If you don't know why I'm saying that, you understand, you can ask me, I'll tell you why we are Israelites if that's what you want. But go ahead and read that.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 27. Regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen.
So the heathens are nations that are not Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. What is a wicked invention?
Christianity.
God, that's not what I wanted, but that's what I was going to get to. You goddamn right. You understand? A wicked invention is something that you use to, an invention is something that you create to get a specific task or goal completed. You understand? Like if I got to sweep this floor, I create a broom to help me get the goal or task of sweeping the floor created. You understand? Sound like number one. You understand? To get it created. When the white man wanted to control us, he created Christianity. Christianity is a wicked invention. What makes it wicked? Now, this is what Christians, this is the pill that Christians have to swallow. What makes that invention that the so-called oppressor created, that Christianity that he created, what makes it wicked?
First, it's a lie against the Most High, and it destroys his people as well.
I want something different. You said it, but I want something a little bit more hammer on the nail. You understand? Remember, Christianity is supposed to be a religion about God.
So what's the question, sir?
What makes Christianity wicked? What makes that invention of Christianity wicked?
That is not an invention of the Most High. It wasn't created by the Most High.
Right, y'all both correct, but I'm gonna give it to you on that more. You understand? The Christianity was created. You understand? It's supposed to be a religion about God, but Christianity and every concept and every idea of Christianity goes against God.
Right.
Everything about Christianity, every single thing about Christianity goes against God. You understand? And that's the problem. Keep reading.
But the desire of those that keep thy testimonies in afflictions.
That keep thy testimonies and afflictions. You won't be afflicted by being a Christian. You understand? You won't have trauma and tormentation. You won't be in hellfire by being a Christian. Everybody will love you. Everybody will love everything you say about being a Christian. If I was a Christian pastor up here talking about something, and God loves you, you understand, and you, God is with you, man. And don't ever let nobody tell you that God is not with you, because God is with me. And I've been in dark places, darker than you, and I'm here. And God is with me, so God is with you. Everybody would be in this chat, it would be full of people. They'll be like, man, amen. You understand? Clap it up. Amen. You understand? Yeah. But because, good night. It's so easy to imitate a pastor, man. They such a show. You understand? It's such a show to imitate a pastor, man, because it's such a joke. You understand? But if I was up here doing that, everybody would love me. Everybody would love you. They say, man, that's a good young brother right there. That's a fine young man. But because we teach what Christ taught, we get the repercussions that Christ got. You understand? What did Christ teach? He taught the truth about the Bible. Christ was not a Christian. You understand? Brother, let me ask you this question. If Christ, let's don't think too deep about it, right? Let's go on the stance that Christ was a modern day Christian, right? Let's say if Christ was here today, he was a modern day Christian. He went to church. He loved white people. He loved everybody. You understand? He wanted all nations and races of people to come together. I hope you're listening. He was your modern day typical Christian. He didn't love drugs. He didn't love drug dealing and gang banging and people killing each other. He just loved everybody, right? If he was that person that we claim he is in the Christian church, why did the Romans kill him? And not only why did they kill him, why did they kill him so hatefully? Why did the white man murder him so terribly? You understand? If you can answer that question, I'll give you about 10 to 15 seconds. If you can answer that, again, I don't know. It's always still a Tawab answer. Give a brother like 10 seconds while I reset these. Yo, they need to change the Instagram like live time, man. The jump be going out in like 15 minutes. I need that to last longer than that. Nikkei, why was man made before the trees and animals in Genesis 2, but after everything in Genesis 1? I need you to, I kind of got what you're asking, but I need you to elaborate a little bit more on a specific, give me a specific question on that. They didn't believe a man that, they didn't believe a man could have that type of power. You damn right. What kind of power? That's the problem. Are you saying they didn't believe that Christ had the power to love everybody? Are you saying that they didn't believe that Christ had the power to accept every goddamn thing? Healing the sick, lame to walk. You understand? Christ did have that power, but you got to go a little bit more deeper. They did not kill Christ because he healed the sick and made the lame to walk. They killed Christ so hatefully for a different reason. Somebody give me if you were of the world, they would love you, they would accept his own. You understand? Because Christ, I'm trying not to give it to you, but I say this: Christ went against what modern society was back then. You understand? Yes, he healed the sick. Yes, he made, you understand, he healed, he turned water into wine, he walked on water. Yes, he did those things, but he also did other things that made them hate him. You understand? If Christ was doing these things, and you know what I'm saying, Christ is the greatest man on earth, right? Christ is the greatest man to ever walk the face of the earth. He had the greatest power. If Christ was doing these things for the so-called white man, then he would have just became his king, their king. He would have just ruled over them too. The problem is Christ was not healing them. Christ was not showing these miracles for them. Christ was doing these things for a specific group of people. Matter of fact, give me, for he was sent for, you understand, give me that one too. We're going to prove it all day here in the Bible. You got it up?
I got the first one.
Go ahead, read the first one.
The book of John, 15 and verse 19. If ye were of the world.
If ye were of the world is, in the world is Greek, is Greco in the Greek. It means age or society. You understand? World does not mean the earth. You understand? That's why I can say, you know, I live in this world, and we have third world countries, and you understand, we got the animal world, and the space world, and astronomy world, and the sky world, and the sea world. You understand? Because those are different. Society's different. If you understand, if you ever played a sport, or if you ever got in a boxing ring, you understand, you are welcoming yourself to a different world. It's a different rules, different regulations. You understand? And some people, like cricket, the sport cricket has its own world, right? It has its own rules and regulations. Basketball has its own world. It's not the same as cricket. It's very different. I hate cricket. I don't love cricket. I will not sit and watch a goddamn cricket game. I will sit in the car. I won't. There's nothing wrong with it. If you want to watch cricket, that's on you. Me personally am not about to sit there and watch it. But I love basketball. I love the world of basketball. You can also love the world of sports. You can also love the world of finances. You can also love the world of education. Everything on this earth has its own world that it falls into. World is not the earth. You understand? So when Christ is saying he is of the world, it's not talking about you living on earth as a human being. What you got up? Because of course, fishes live here too. Lions, tigers, and bears live here too on this earth. Christ ain't talking about them if you were of the world. You're not talking about a fish. You're not talking about a fucking a goddamn seal. You understand? He's talking about people in a specific time, place, and society. What you got?
Right. What you're saying is facts because Christ is saying if you were of the world, but I'm pretty sure everybody he's talking to was born on earth. So why would you saying if?
Right.
The world means earth, then there is no if. They all of the world.
That's right. You understand? Remember, hey, that's a heavy point that an English scholar would have to bring up. The word if. You understand? If you were of the world, what do you think Christ was saying? Well, maybe there's some niggas out here who won't hear born on earth. Maybe there's some niggas out there. When they were born, they was a goddamn egg and they're a goddamn bird. You understand? But even that would be born on earth. Yeah, there's gotta be some kind of extraterrestrial thing that Christ is talking about. The brother said, what scripture is that?
John chapter 15 and verse 19.
John chapter 15 and verse 19, and we're gonna get us some more. You understand? So like the brother said, he's talking about brothers here on this earth, but he's talking about an age in society, man, a place, a time. What you got? Let's go. I'll keep reading.
If you were of the world, the world would love his own.
So what is that talking about? If ye were of the world, if ye follow after Christianity, if ye follow after the norm of everybody else, man, it's easy to get people to love you. You understand? You just be a Christian. You understand? But because you're not of the world, because you teach that sex is marriage, because you teach that a man can have multiple wives, because you teach that you should not be a homosexual, and you stand on it, unlike Dwayne Wade, who is losing all of my goddamn respect that I ever had for him. You understand? God damn, man. Why couldn't it be somebody else? You understand? But good night. I'm not of the world. So it doesn't matter if Michael Jordan left the league in 2002 and here comes Dwayne Wade in 2003 and he becomes my next favorite basketball player and I follow him up all the way to 2020. It doesn't matter because I'm not of the world. I can't stand for no goddamn homosexuality.
That's right.
I can't. And because I'm not of the world, because if the Shade Room or the Breakfast Club interviewed me and asked me, what do you feel about the Dwayne Wade and his daughter, Zaya? And because I would have to say, that is the most disgusting thing a father could ever do for his son, the world would hate me.
That's right.
I would get so much ridicule for it because I'm not Christian. Because I do not I don't succumb to the followings and the ideologies of Christianity, man. And I'll never stand for a goddamn homosexual, man. You understand? Keep reading now.
Oh, God. But because ye are not of the world,
because you won't stand for homosexuality, rape, murder, lies, and drug dealing, and gangbanging, and tattoos, and any other sin according to the Bible. Keep reading.
But I have chosen you out of the world.
But he chose you out of the world. He chose you out that Christian church. He chose you out that Muslim mosque. He chose you out that Offset society where you following after Ma'at and Heracahudi and all the rest of the 10 deities that's in there. But he chose you out of being an atheist. He chose you out of being in a Greek fraternity. He chose you out of whatever thing you was doing. He picked you out of that to come serve him. Keep reading.
Oh, God. Therefore, the world hateth you.
Therefore, the world hateth you. This society that you live in will hate everything that you say, will hate everything that you're about, because you are not following in cahoots with them. And that's why Christ was killed. Christ wasn't killed because he walked on water. Christ wasn't hated because he healed the sick and fed the poor. Christ was hated because he told black men to hate the so-called white man.
That's right.
He told black women to shut your damn mouth when your man gets another woman. He taught black men to stop being warlocks and witches, man. He told them to stop selling drugs and to stop lusting over these heathen women. He taught black men to come together with each other and nobody else. The white man kept standing, man. The white man wanted to be empowered. The Romans wanted to rule the earth, and Christ wanted his people to rule, so they killed him, man. That's why Christ died. Not because he loved everybody like a good Christian, not because he healed everybody like a good Christian. Get me the woman, or what he called the white woman a dog, man. You understand? Christ did not heal every goddamn body. Christ had favorites. You understand? Christ had a choosing. What was the other scripture I wanted? Go ahead, keep reading.
The other one we do.
Read whatever. It don't even matter. Let's go.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, and verse 22.
And
behold, a woman of Canaan.
A woman of Canaan, man. This is a woman. This is a heathen woman. You understand? Keep reading.
Came out of the same coast. Cried unto him, saying.
Cried unto who? Cried unto Christ, man. Begging Christ. This is a heathen woman. This is not an Israelite. This is not a black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian woman. Keep reading.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Meaning she's begging Christ for help. Keep reading.
Oh Lord. Thou son of David.
By who?
Thou son of David.
Because Christ came from the lineage of David.
That's right.
You understand? That same lineage is the lineage of the Israelites, man. That's how we got here. From King David. That's why we wear this shield.
That's right.
Because this is the Dawadah. Dawadah is Hebrew for David, man. You understand? The shield behind me is Dawadah in Hebrew. It's his stamp. It's his signature, man. Meaning you are under the authority of the family, man.
That's right.
That the same man who is the greatest man to walk the face of the earth came from, which is Yahushua Mashiach, or Jesus Christ in the English, man. We should start saying it like that. You understand? Keep reading.
My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil.
She's saying my daughter is grievously vexed, man. She's sick. You understand? She needs help. You understand? Begging Christ to help her. Keep reading.
Verse 23. But he answered her not a word.
He answered her not a word. You understand? The brother said, don't teach hatred. Brother, see, I was with you for a little bit, but you got to understand this. In Ephesians, pull your scripture out. Pull it. You're dealing with real priests and prophets of the Lord. Go ahead and pull your scripture, but hold on one second. I want you to hear this first, because you just said, don't teach hatred. Let me ask you a question if you're still there. Let me ask you a question if you're still there. If you are hanging off of a cliff, and I so happen to walk past that cliff, and I see you hanging off that cliff, and I can't help you. I could lean down and pick you up off that cliff. If I decide to not pick you off that cliff, do I hate or do I love you? I'll give you about 10 to 15 seconds to answer that. If you don't know that one again, of course, I don't know the answer, but I believe that you should know that. Well, you got to read the message before the last. No sweat. I'll read it from the top again. I'll start it over. I just want you to answer this question. If I see you on a cliff, and you're hanging on a cliff, and this ain't no regular cliff, this cliff, if you fall, you will die. There is no if and you're in the Grand Canyon right now. If you fall down, you will die. I will look at your body fall. You will scream. You will splatter on the ground, and you'll be nothing but a mess. If I decide to not help you, do I hate or do I love you? That's just a one-word answer. Like it's either I hate or I love you. Brother, are you going to answer the question or lie or not? I'm going to read everything. I'll give you about 10 more seconds or I'll continue on. If you're not going to answer the questions, you understand? We having a dialogue right here. You asked your questions and I went right into it. I answered it. When I ask a question, you understand? All right, no sweat. You don't want to answer the question, I'm going to continue teaching. Let's go out. The answer is I hate you. You understand? I'm willing to let you die. I hate you. You understand? Keep going.
But he answered her not a word.
But he answered her not a word, meaning he ignored her at first. You understand? Keep reading.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away.
Send her away.
Send her away.
The disciples came and said, Christ, send her away. Get her out of here. Keep reading.
For she crieth after us.
So she's begging after us. She wants the help of the Israelites. You understand? Send her away. Keep reading.
Verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sick.
You understand? Because we said, the Christians said that Christ was a good Christian. And a good Christian is sent for everybody, right? He should love everybody. Right? But Christ is saying, I am not sent. Keep reading.
But unto the lost sheep.
But unto who?
The lost sheep.
The lost sheep. Keep reading.
Of the house of Israel.
Of the house of Israel. Not the Canaanites.
That's right.
Not the Syrophoenicians. Not the Grecians. Not the Romans. Not the Africans. Not the Hamites, nor Canaanites. He wasn't sent for them. He was sent solely for Israel. The lost sheep out of the lost sheep. Because they don't know who they are. You understand? They don't have any clue who they are, man. And that's what Christ was sent for. You understand? Keep reading.
John will come. So like verse 25. Then came she and worshipped him.
And she came and begged even more. Keep reading.
Saying, Lord, help me. Verse 26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread.
It is not meat to take the children's bread. What does meat mean? Meat is no Quaker English for right. It is not expendable. It is not right for me to take the meat, the children's bread. Keep reading.
And cast it to dogs.
And cast it to who?
To dogs.
To who?
To dogs.
Oh no, this is another human being.
To dogs.
This is another race of people.
To dogs.
To dogs, man. Christ said it is not meat. It is not right for me to take my people's bread and cast it to a dog, man. Meaning what? Meaning you are not worth a goddamn thing for me to even be speaking to you in the first place. You understand? But a Christian gonna say, but keep reading. Well, let's keep reading. Let's go.
Verse 27. She said, truth, Lord.
Truth. She said truth.
That's
word. She said truth. I am the dog. I am beneath you and the rest of the children of Israel. I am a woman of a heathen nation that is not above the nation of Israel. Keep reading.
Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their masters.
Yet don't the dogs, can at least a dog get a crumb? Can at least a dog get a piece of food at the table? Can I lick thy boots?
That's right.
I can get some food and nourishment that you can step it all goddamn day because I am not worthy of the love of the Most High. Because my nation is disgusting, man. My people eat bats and give the world coronavirus. I don't deserve the love of the Lord. I don't deserve it. My people annihilate nations, man. My people are homosexuals, man. My people don't follow the law of the Lord. But here I am. But here I am before thee, begging you to help my daughter. Can I at least get a little piece of something, man? With all humbleness, can I get a little piece of something? And this is what Christ said. This is why Christ is the greatest leader on the face of the earth. Keep reading.
Verse 28. How shall I answer and say unto her, O woman, O heathen, O disgusting dog, you pig. Let me tell you what Christ is about to do before he did it. It's something the so-called white man has never done for you. That's right.
It's something that African has never done for you. These heathen nations that put you into slavery held no regard for the poor, the rich, the young, the old, the woman, nor the man. You're going to tell me about reading the rest of the chapter and for just going to confound thee. And the Isupk, we read every goddamn letter in this goddamn Bible.
That's right.
And we cut every goddamn Christian with it.
That's right.
This is why Christ is the greatest leader on the face of the earth, man. But you'll never deter his spirit from what he did. You understand? Keep reading now.
O woman, great is thy faith.
Great is thy faith, man. Keep reading.
Be it unto thee, even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from
meaning Christ helped that goddamn heathen. He did it, man. He did it. Yes, he helped him because Christ got the power to do that. And nobody in here is sitting here telling you that when the white man is put to death, that Christ won't have the power to save who the hell he wants to save. But I got one goddamn example or clue who will be saved? Anybody want to take a guess? Anybody want to take a guess? It'll be the ones who acknowledge that the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the God's chosen people. Those will be the ones who have some mercy, right? It won't be no goddamn Donald Trump. It won't be no Durham story. It won't be no goddamn government who seeks every goddamn day of his life to torment and murder and oppress God's chosen people. So get the hell out of here with that Christian nonsense, man. Christ gave her a goddamn crown. She ain't get a goddamn dinner plate. And she won't get a goddamn crown. But me and my brothers will. You understand? We gotta get this Christianity off of us, man. That's right. Get it out of our brains, man, because it's nonsense, man. It's disgusting, man. It's wicked, man. Christ called her a dog. He ain't go back on his word. I got dogs too. If I only had 10 pieces of bread, and if I had 15 pieces of bread, and I had 5 brothers in here, and that was the only food we had, and I had 5 dogs, guess how many pieces of bread these brothers gonna get? All of them. Them dogs would just have to die. Them dogs would just not have to eat. Because me and my brothers have to eat first. You understand? But if I got a goddamn dog that comes up to me and says, in English, I know I'm a dog, and somehow speaks to me in my language, I might just have to say good night. You understand? Good night. You goddamn right. Good night. Yo, hey, anybody else want to give a corner-based bread to this dog? This nigga just spoke English to me.
So like, you might just do it. This is funny. It's like, oh, that nigga talking.
Yeah, you talk like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So lucky.
You understand? Like, you give me a little piece of bread. You understand? Because they know their place. They know their place. But you think the white woman who got raped by her white husband, you think the white woman who got raped by her white husband and then blamed it on a black person, a black brother in the city of Rosewood, an all-black owned city in Florida, you think that when she did that and got that black boy hung and the city massacred against and the city completely demolished, you think that that same woman will get that crumb from God, from Christ? You got another thing coming. I'll tell you what she's gonna get. She gonna get a place on that goddamn plantation. That's what she's gonna get. And I'm gonna make her I hope the Lord blesses them with fertility in the new kingdom. I hope the Lord blesses them with the power to have many babies, so that you can have many slaves for me, the same way my forefathers have had slaves for you. If you think I'm saying something that's not biblical, go ahead and say it. Bring it out, and I'll pull the scripture for you. Right? Go ahead. Is there any more on that? Or did anybody have anything else I was holding? We're getting off topic like hell, man. Let's good, man. This is brotherhood, man. But like I said before, this is love, brother. You understand? This is the love that you will not get in the Christian church. This is the love you will not get in your household. In your household, like the Wayne's household, they allow you to be lost. They'll allow you to be homosexual, and they'll still love you for it. And here you will get ridiculed. And here you will get obedience. You will learn obedience in here. You understand? And you will not continue to live the way that you or choose to live, because in here we do not believe in free will. You understand? Free will is a concept created by the so-called white man, which says that you can go and you can do anything your heart desires. And here we do what the Most High desires, and that's it. You understand? You got something else, Dr. One? All right, drop that. Did you have another question, brother, that I missed? You said, oh, it was something you said. No, maybe I'm missing. No sweat. You understand? Drop that. Give me what we got? What time we at? 8:30. I'm gonna try to get into my topic a little bit right now. You understand? Give me Exodus 21 and verse 10. You understand? We're gonna hop off that topic for a second. Brother, if you still got questions after this, if you still want to dialogue, even if you want to come up on the live and no sweat off the record, if you want to stay, you can DM me, or after this class ends, whatever, I'll dialogue with you, no sweat.
You understand? We'll find out what city you in and get you in some classes. Go ahead, give me Exodus 21 and verse 10. You understand? The topic of this right here, man, is how to keep black families together, man. And we've been suffering so much for the loss of black fathers in the household that we've been having an epidemic of just lack of leadership in our own households. So we don't know how to raise boys, and boys don't know how to be raised into being men, because most of the time, you understand, a lot of our brothers can have experienced this. We have a household when we're raised by our mothers. When we have a household we're raised by our single fathers, where our single father is either hooked on drugs or kicked out of the house by the mother or killed in the streets because he was trying to provide for his family because he's destroyed, you understand, or put on child support. And we got to figure out a way to fix this epidemic, man. And one way to fix this epidemic is this right here, man. Can you read it? Or read it out?
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife.
If a man has one wife and take him another wife, and I'm going to this for a reason, because when a woman comes into the truth, you understand, when a woman is righteous enough, a lot of things she disowns from the world. She'll disown smoking weed. She'll disown, having sex with multiple men. She'll disown getting tattoos and eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. But one thing that's so heavy, and that same one thing that's so heavy, is the thing that tarnishes a lot of our black families today. You understand? That same brother who is going out on his woman and being a drug addict, he's facing hell at home from his wife. You understand? For whatever reason. You understand? But most of the time, it's because of another woman or lust of other women. You understand? You can, if you damn near a Christian brother will be trying to not have no other women and still get arguments about other women. You understand? That's how bad it is.
That's right.
If you come home like 2 hours late, if you work from 10 to 6, but you get home at 8 o'clock, you was automatically at some other woman's house. You was automatically there. Like you didn't get a flat tire at first. It's not are you okay? Was your life in danger? You was definitely at another woman's house. That's exactly what it was. You understand? And if we would get our sisters to understand this, that there's nothing wrong if he was at another woman's house. You understand? There's nothing wrong with it at all. But all women are so damaged, you understand? Just like our brothers are so damaged, that for one, they don't understand how to accept their man and knowing that their man can love them with all their heart. And also love another woman with all their heart. And nothing changes with our relationship. And a man is so damaged that he doesn't understand the concept of loving a woman with all his heart and loving another woman with all his heart. That's why he sneaks and hides. That's why he has one woman on the forefront and he has another woman behind, being a what you would call a side woman. You understand? So read that from the top.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife.
So if a man takes, you understand, the Christian church will teach you that you're supposed to only have one wife, that a man can only have one woman. That's a lie. That's a lie against the Christian, according to against the Christian church. Keep reading.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
So when it says her food and her raiment, who is that her? Brother?
The first wife.
The first wife. Meaning the things that the things that she was doing, her duty of marriage from the first wife should never change. You understand? It's not talking about the wife that you get, because of course, how would it be talking about that? Like, you understand when it's saying her food and her raiment should not diminish, her has to already have been a wife. That her is talking about your first wife. So if it's a sin for a brother to have more than one wife, why would the Bible be giving you examples or rules and guidelines on how to handle more than one wife? You understand? It wouldn't. It would just say it's a sin, just like with homosexuality. The Bible doesn't say if a man lies with mankind as he will with womankind, he should do this. It doesn't say that. It says what? It's an abomination, and he shall be put to death. That's the only thing he can do. You understand? His blood shall be upon him. But right here is giving you a guideline on what you should do for if you had another woman. You understand? Keep reading her.
and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Verse 11. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money.
Meaning that you gotta stay with that woman. You cannot throw her away. You can't just go get another woman and then say, you know what, I ain't never gonna talk to you again. I'm gonna block you. You understand? I'm just gonna, just forget about you. I'm gonna leave you in Idaho, wherever I met you at, and I'm gonna move to goddamn California, and that's it. You understand? Because then you're making that woman out to be a whore. You understand? And that's just not survivable according to the Most High. But the point is that it is not a sin for a man to have more than one wife. It is not. You understand? What book is that? What was the scripture you in at?
This is Exodus 21 and 10.
It's Exodus verse 21 and 10. But we're going to get some more. You understand? The problem with our sisters today, the problem with black women today, is that we've been raised in a culture where we've been following up under our oppressor, which is the so-called white man. You understand? And we've been taught since early ages, girls have been taught since early ages that a man can only have one wife. Understand? And that's just a lie according to the Bible. It is not the truth. It is not a sin for a man to have for a man to have more than one wife. You understand? And it's very evident in many scriptures about the pull. You understand? And monogamy, you understand, that idea that a man can only have one wife, monogamy came from Roman culture. It came from the so-called white man because they want to control their population. They want to control every goddamn thing. So, let me ask you, you understand, monogamy came from Roman culture, right? Let me see. Hold that point and give me the in verse 10. But monogamy came from the Roman culture. What other culture practiced monogamy? Or better yet, before I ask you that, monogamous is in regards to relationship is when a man can have only one wife, right? You can only be married to one woman at a time. What do you do if you want to get another wife? Because don't think like a lot of people would say polygyny. What is the correct phrase that you could polygamy is a lot worse than polygyny. Imagine, sis, can I ask you a question? Should I wrong? Can I ask a sister a question? What do you think is worse? What do you think is worse? A brother that you are in love with, that you would die for, that you got killed. You understand? Imagine if that brother says, you know what? I like somebody else, and I want to talk to this person. I'm not going to say I'm really in love with them so much, but I can't be with you and deal with this other sister. So yeah, I got to divorce you. I got to get rid of you. What's worse, that or him not getting rid of you and go talking to the other sister? And remember, this is a brother that you love. This is a brother that you will never want to see yourself without.
Him with me, so you can talk to the other sister.
Right. Because why? Why would you have to get rid of that woman that you love? Why would you have to that you have? And that's what monogamy is. Monogamy is nothing more. How many of y'all got Hulu and Netflix? All of you. How many of y'all seen get the 7-day trial? That's monogamy. That's monogamy. The 7-day trial means I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna put my credit card information in here. We done. We subscribed. But after them 7 days is up, I'm taking it off and I'm going to Netflix. And you're not getting none of my money. You're not getting none of my love. And then after Netflix is done, I'm going somewhere. I'm gonna create another goddamn email address. I'm going back to Hulu. I'm gonna keep doing that. You understand? Because I'm not really trying to commit myself to you at all. That's what monogamy is. You understand? It's like leasing a car. You're gonna be with this woman for 3 years. After that 3 years is up, off to the next one. Polygyny, you understand? What is it? What are you saying again, Tabuan?
That's right, polygyny.
Polygyny, you understand? You're saying that you have to stay with this woman forever. You understand? You can never leave this woman. Doesn't matter if you get another woman,
Doesn't matter if this woman is spoiled. Doesn't matter if she's a dragon in the household, you can never leave this woman. And that is what's going to keep black families together. You understand? What about Adam and Eve? Salakia, babe, Erica, you gonna have to give me a specific question. What do you mean? What about Adam and Eve? Are you asking already what are the first people on earth? You understand? Or you want to give me a specific question? But you understand, Shalaki. So monogamy comes from Roman culture, man. The question I asked after that was, what other culture practices monogamy? None. Monogamous relationships is not just our code, like it's not an American thing. You understand? It's not like a thing that we have to practice. The Africans practice polygyny. They have multiple wives. Middle Easterns, the Arabs, the Persians, the Chinese, they all practice having multiple wives because it's natural. You understand? Shalaki. Adam didn't have more than one wife. God didn't give Adam more than one partner. Come, you're right. But what's your point? Like, that's a Tawab statement. That's true. You understand? Adam, the God, Most High, breathed the breath of life in Adam, gave Adam the law, statutes, commandments, and taught him how to live, and then he gave him a wife. Most High in Christ. Yeah, they had kids. But what's your point, though? What I'm trying to say. You understand? Because Christ didn't have a wife at all. Neither did Paul. What exactly is wrong with monogamy? What is wrong with having one wife? Nothing. Nothing is wrong at it at all. Paul said this. Paul said he wished that every man would be like him and have no wife, and only practice the truth. Only practice, follow the law, statutes, and commandments. There's nothing wrong. Why is it wrong? There's nothing. Salaki says it's nothing wrong. I just said. Didn't I just say that? Salaki. It's nothing wrong with having one wife. I didn't say. I don't think I said that there was something wrong with it. The same way I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with not having a wife at all. You can not have a wife and still be in the truth. That's fine. But my question to you is, what is wrong according to the Bible with having more than one wife? That's my question to you. According to the Bible, not according to a woman's feelings or emotions. What, according to the Bible, is wrong with a man having multiple wives?
Your brother, like you want to say it.
I was thinking about something outside.
No sweat.
Like,
You said the monogamy is from the Romans. Monogamy is from the Romans. Okay. When I say monogamy is from the Romans, I mean that marriage license. That marriage license that you can have and you can own. Like, okay, before Barack Obama, homosexuals could not get married to each other. Am I correct? They could not legally get married to each other. Does that mean they couldn't be with each other? No. Does that mean they couldn't have sex with each other? No. They just couldn't legally get married to one another. When Barack Obama came into office, he made it legal. So if it's 1,000 years from now and they say, what made it legal? Who pushed homosexuality marriage? They will say it was Barack Obama. It was Barack Obama who pushed homosexuality marriage. Man and man can get married. What I'm saying is, white men pushed on our sisters and our people that you can only have one wife. I'm not saying what's wrong and what's right. I'm saying what they have pushed that you can only do. Somebody get 1 Corinthians 7:1-5. Brother, you go ahead. If you can get it. The sister thinks she about to prove a point. She about to prove her point. Brother, what you got? You had your hand?
I was just saying, like, in all my life.
Salakia, 1 Corinthians 7:1. Salakia, go ahead.
A commentary on monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
In my whole life, and I've known a lot of men in my life. I could say that I might know one or maybe two men.
You could. Go keep it moving.
I've known maybe one or maybe two men, maybe, that didn't cheat on their woman in my whole life.
Right, because it's not usual. Because it doesn't matter when you go and get a woman, man. Men today, you understand? They don't understand. They don't understand what it means to have a wife. So they go out and they feel like they have to cheat and they have to hide and they have to lust and give with prostitutes and so on and so forth, which is a problem, which is what we're teaching against. You understand? The old Bob said, you in Bible study, we're not Christians. We teach the truth about the Bible Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. And Babe Erica said, I disagree. If you disagree with the Bible, then that's on you. If you would disagree with God, then that's on you. That has nothing to do with me. And we're going to pull your scripture, your point, my point. Slaki, what you got? That one. Give me 1 Corinthians 7 and 1. All right, let's go.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof he wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
It is good for a man not to touch a woman. So in this scripture, what are you trying to say? Are you saying that a man shouldn't have a wife at all? Is that what you're saying? That a man should never even touch a woman? Because in here we teach the same thing. You understand? Keep reading.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication. You understand? Keep reading.
Let every man have his own wife.
Let every man have his own wife. What is fornication, Babe Erica? Let's go. You understand? Like, I'm going to take you into a prison system, right? Let's say you're in prison and there is no woman. Read the scripture from the top down to the bottom. Remember this, you're in prison. There is no woman, right? You're just a bunch of men. Can you read that from the top?
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication.
What is fornication, Babe Erica? What is fornication? For that man who was locked up in prison for life, with every stinking man with them in there with him, what is fornication? For him to avoid fornication in prison with a bunch of other men, it says what? Let him have what?
To avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife.
Let every man have his own wife. I'm going to assume, Erica, that you do not know what fornication is because you have not posted it. But I'm going to tell you, fornication is unlawful sex.
That's right.
This is what the God of the Bible is teaching you. It's saying so that you don't go sleep with dogs, so that you don't think that you can go sleep with other men, being a man, so you don't have any kind of unlawful sex. So Adam wouldn't have unlawful sex. He gave himself a what? A wife, a woman, not a husband, not a pet, not a dog. You understand? That's not saying that you can't have more than one. That's saying that you should not be a homosexual. You should go and cleave unto your wife. That's the natural order of things. You should not go and be what's that name? The Dwayne Wade's son or whatever. You should not be like Dwayne Wade's son and think that you can have sex with another man. You should not do that because of the scripture you just pulled. It said you should go and have your own wife. Keep reading.
Come. And let every woman have her own husband.
And let every woman have her own husband, meaning not you having another woman. You understand? Right. Keep reading. She said through verse 7.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence. Do you know what that means? You pulled the scriptures. I'm assuming you don't know what it means. Due benevolence means you have to have sex with her. You understand? Keep reading.
And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Meaning you have to have sex with him. Keep reading.
The wife hath not power of her own body.
The wife hath not power over her own body. Keep reading.
But the husband. And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body.
Meaning you cannot deny your wife or your husband sex.
That's right.
You understand? They want to have sex, you got to get down and busy. You understand? And go ahead and do it. You understand? You got to stop being monsters in America, thinking that just because your husband came home 2 hours late that you're not going to give it up. The Lord said you better give it up.
That's right.
You understand? You better have fun doing it.
That's right.
Every goddamn night. Unless you got a monthly issue. You understand? Even if you got that, you better make it up for it. Right. You understand? You better do something. You understand? Because you don't got power over your own body. You better give up the box. You understand? Just like Roderick said in the box. You understand? Give it up. Keep reading.
But the wife. Verse 5, defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer.
I mean, if you both say we're not going to have sex for a period of time, then no sweat, y'all can do that. Keep going.
That ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. Verse 6, but I speak this by permission and not of commandment. Verse 7, for I would that all men were even as myself.
Who was this speaking?
Paul.
This is Paul speaking. So what you just said is like, I know I'm sideways, but bear with me. The thing was about $1 with 1%. But this is Paul speaking. You just said basically that you pulled a scripture saying that a man can't have more than one wife. So why would Paul say this? Keep reading.
Come on. For I would that all men were even as myself.
So I would that all men were just like me, even as myself. Keep reading.
But every man hath this proper gift of God. One after this man, and another after that.
And one after, meaning you don't have a wife. Meaning you just follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, let me see what you say. You said, we got a lot of sisters in here now. Good night. Y'all don't care about smoking weed and this stuff.
I got a precept.
Go ahead, put your precept. I'm going to just read what they said. I disagree. I never said I disagree with the Bible. Meaning a man shouldn't have sexual relations with a woman other than his wife. So it's lawful to sleep with other women. You're proving my point. You covering the speaker. Slocky, can y'all hear me? You understand? I'm going to go with the question. You said that is it lawful for men to have sex with other women outside their wife? First of all, sex is marriage.
Right.
When you have sex with a woman, that becomes your wife. You have to take her to be your wife forever. You understand? So now that that's understood, is it lawful to have sex with another woman? Is it lawful to get another wife? Yes. You understand? And we're going to pull it. Go ahead. Look, they started leaving once we said sex was marriage. Hell no. They said, oh, hell no, I'm a goddamn thought. You understand? Which I'm a thought. Couldn't believe. I got too many goddamn husbands. You want to question, can I have more than one wife? But you will not question if the Bible says that sex is marriage. You're going to leave the chat. Because you know why? Because you're a whore. That's the problem. The reason why you have a problem with your man have more than one wife is because you're a whore. You understand? And that's all it is. That's why a lot of you just left this goddamn live stream. As soon as I said that. They said sex is marriage. Oh hell no, I done got 6 husbands in the past week. I'm about to get 2 more tonight. You understand? No shame. Get out of here with that Christian nonsense. If you don't come with questions about the Bible, come on with it. But go ahead with the scripture.
John, come. The book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 1.
This is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 1. Keep reading. Go ahead. This is what Christ said.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven.
Then shall the king. Christ is about to give a parable, right? Christ is about to give a metaphor. He's going to use a lawful example to explain something else. Keep reading.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins. This is what Christ is saying out of his own mouth. Hold on now. Because we got sisters in here, right? And brothers. I'm going to assume that most are Christians, right? And I'm going to assume that you love Christ. And if Christ said it, would you agree or disagree with it? I'm gonna give y'all about 10 seconds to give your answer. Read your verse again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 1.
Matthew 25 and verse 1. But here's my question. If Christ says something to be true, would you agree or would you disagree with Christ? I'll give you about 10 seconds to answer that.
They don't need
that. Come on, man. I know they're not going to answer it because they're scared. They're like, shit. You understand? You know what they're doing right now? They about to go to the scripture and read along first.
Right.
When they see Christ say, you can have multiple wives. If they say that, okay, both sides Christ. They said agree, agree, agree. Let's go. So Christ says it. Let's go.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
So the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, 10 women of marriageable age. Keep reading.
Which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
All right, this parable is about people in the truth seeking for the new kingdom, but he's comparing it to 10 women who went forth to seek the who?
The bridegroom.
The who?
The bridegroom.
The bridegroom. Singular.
Right.
One man, not plural. Why would Christ say this if it was unlawful for 10 women to go and seek after one man?
Right.
Because it's not unlawful. Let's keep going.
Go. Verse 2, and 5 of them were wise.
And 5 of them were wise. Keep reading. 5 of them were smart. Keep reading.
And 5 were foolish.
And 5 were foolish. Who was the wise? The wise were the ones who put in the work. The wise were the ones who said, I want that man. I'm going to get that man regardless of how many wives he got.
Right.
And the foolish was who? The foolish was saying, I don't know about that one. I want my own man. Whole time you go out here in America and you get your own man and they still end up having more than one wife.
Right.
They still go and sleep with other men. And not only do they sleep with other men, they sleep with other men behind your back and they lie to you about it. You understand? Women want the truth so much, but yet you'll succumb yourself to a monogamous relationship to get lied to your whole goddamn life to one day find your man sleeping with another man. You understand? Because he's a homosexual and he's scared of you. Scared to tell you the truth that, yes, I have another woman. You understand? And I have you too. You understand? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 3. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
And the oil is the work, man. Why would Christ use this parable? Why would Christ even use this metaphor of these women working for one man if it was a sin? Answer that. You understand? And then go back to the scripture I had before. You understand? Since it's a sin, go back to where is it? I think Exodus. Give me Exodus 21:10. It's symbolic of the day of judgment. The 5 women are prepared for the day of judgment, and the 5 that aren't. Sis, I just said that this is a parable. This is a metaphor. And it's not about the day of judgment. It's about bringing about the new kingdom.
That's right.
That's what it's talking about. Christ is the one that brings the new kingdom. These 5 women that are foolish were not putting in the work to bring the new kingdom about. The 5 women who were wise brought the work to bring the new kingdom. Keep reading. So read it from the top again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven.
This is not talking, sis. I hope you understand me when I say this. This is not talking about judgment day. This is talking about, keep reading.
The kingdom of heaven.
Not judgment day, though.
Kingdom of heaven.
Not judgment day, though.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven.
This is talking about the kingdom of heaven. You understand? It's not talking about that. The parable illustrates faith, repentance, baptism. Good night, sis. I'm not about to read that. The new kingdom is the feast. What the hell are you talking about? So Rocky says, I don't mean to laugh, but what the hell are you talking about? The new kingdom is the kingdom where blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are no longer slaves. That's the kingdom that Christ brings about in America. And good night, sis. That there's nowhere in this Bible, nowhere in this scripture does it say anything about the baptism, holiness, personal service, and preparedness. And sis, stop making up your own story. You understand? You don't get to write this book. It's already been written. There's no in this chapter where it says that. So in this chapter where it says the new kingdom is the feast. Salakia says, I'm not trying to rain down on you. I'm not trying to embarrass you, but stop being silly. There is nowhere in the Bible that says the new kingdom is the feast. You know what a feast is, right? That's the first time for me too. A feast is a feast. That's where brothers and sisters get together and eat food. That's not the new kingdom that Christ is supposed to bring about. That's not what that is. You understand? Read that again. Read Exodus 21:10. The point is this: where there is no law, there is no sin. There is a law against being a homosexual, meaning if you break that law and you be a homosexual, then you are now sinning against the Lord.
Right.
There is no law against a man having multiple wives.
Good. Right.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10.
Hold on one second now. Good night. This shit down, man. This one got me charged, man.
So like I also got some history.
I know, man. Good night. Well, I never got no time for my this shit, man. I need no time. When we started at like 7:15. I mean 7:45. Can we go at 7:15? All right. Is that 2 hours? 9:15 select. Oh man, we gonna cut off the Hey man, we keep going like this. I'm gonna have to do it. You gotta came in here with the baby bottle of fucking goddamn infant juice.
Good night, man.
Good night. All right, no sweat. Let's read it again, man. What you had, number one? And Salaki for the line, man, of the power of dead. What you got?
No, I still got the same scripture. I also got history on the Roman joint you wanted.
Oh man, good night. All right, let's go, man. Read that scripture one more time, man.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Christ used this parable because it's not a sin to have multiple wives. Christ would not have said, then the kingdom of heaven is like 10 men going to sleep with 10 goddamn men.
Right.
Because why the hell would Christ say that shit when it's a sin to be a goddamn homosexual?
Right.
He would never say that. Good night. You understand? Stop being a Christian, man. Good night. You understand? He said this parable because it's not a sin. If that bridegroom wanted all 10 of those wives, then he could have had all 10 of those wives and no sweat. You understand? Give me Exodus 21:10. Let's go.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10.
So according to Christianity, it's a sin to have multiple wives, correct? Let's go.
If he take him another wife.
Read that again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10.
This is Exodus chapter 21 and verse 10. If he take him another wife. Why is it saying this if taking another wife is a sin? Why is it saying it? Why did Abraham have more than one wife? Why did Jacob have more than one wife? Why did King Solomon have more than one wife? Why did all of these brothers, most of these brothers in the Bible, have more than one wife? Because it's not a sin to have more than one wife. That is from Roman culture. Brother, if you got that history on Rome for me. If you want to come up here, you can come right here and read it. I'll give you the mic. Go ahead, you can approach. You can stand right here to my left so they can see you.
Oh, actually, understand, just stand right here because of the mic.
Yeah, the mic just because you can took my cord.
Right. Go ahead.
This is Roman marriage. It says the Roman marriage was between a man and a woman. It may seem obvious, but in the ancient world, monogamy was definitely not the norm. In many of the ancient civilizations, men, especially wealthy men, had many wives.
Had what?
Many wives. Therefore, it is quite a remarkable fact that marriage was officially only between a man and a woman in the Roman and Greek world.
Meaning that a man could have more than one wife, so it was remarkable. It was extraordinary that in the white man society, a man could only have one. when everywhere else a man could have multiple. Keep reading. So she said because they did sex rituals. Keep reading.
Keep going.
It is worth noting, however, that Roman men were allowed to have a concubine. These concubines did not have the same rights as wives.
Good night. Good night. Let me get this.
And that's what you want. That's what black women in America want. That's what they prefer. They prefer them being the number one wife and their man just having concubines. Having, what do they call them? Side hoes or side pieces. That's what you would rather have. And the problem that you'd rather have that black woman in America is because you're selfish. It's because you're selfish. That's why. You gotta understand that if you look at the census report, that there's about 2 million more women than it is men in America. Who the hell is supposed to marry those other women that outnumber the number of men? It was never created that way by the Most High. That's why girls are being born way more fluently than men. Because a man can't have more than one wife. Stop being goddamn selfish. If it was only that a man could only have one wife and every man had one wife, what are those 2 million women going to do? Are they supposed to just die? Are they supposed to just never have children? Are they supposed to never have protection? A man to protect them in the household? No. The Lord didn't make it that way for a reason. The Lord made it that a man can have more than one wife. And if you have a problem with that, then you have a problem with God. And you should never say that you love God ever again. Because we read this out of the Bible. You understand that you have that out? If you can read that one more time.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife.
If he takes him another wife. This is in your Bible. Nobody, like every woman in this chat has made all kinds of comments, all kinds of emojis, all kinds of faces, have pulled their own scriptures, have said whatever nonsense they wanted to say, yet I'm still waiting on one thing. What the hell is this scripture talking about then? How is it a sin if this scripture is saying if a man takes on another wife? Number one, give me if a man have 2 wives, one beloved and one hated. You understand? We can go all throughout this Bible and show you that these brothers who follow the Lord follow the Bible. Read where you at, Yanazar, and read it again. Read verse what?
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10.
Exodus chapter 21 and verse 10. Keep reading.
If he take him another wife.
If he take him another wife. Keep reading.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Is there any more? You understand, Tabuan? Give me that one.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21 and verse 15. If a man have 2 wives.
Good night. Hold on. Because the sisters in the Christian church, they said, nah, God ain't with that. God ain't with that. See, I'm with you with the homosexuality thing. I'm with you with the drugs. I'm with you with the pork even. But God ain't with that one. Now, God ain't with a man having more than one wife. That's death. That's a sin. You understand? Deuteronomy what?
Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 15. They say that God ain't with that. But the Bible says what?
If a man have 2 wives.
If a man have what?
2 wives.
How many?
2 wives.
If a man have 2 wives, meaning this is what you do if you have 2 wives. It's not saying you have to have 2 wives. It's not saying you have to have 4. It's not saying you have to have any. You don't have to have none. You can be a general in the school. You can be Christ. God damn it. You can be Christ and not have no wives. Because Christ did not have a wife. You understand? But the Bible, for you to go and say that God has a problem with a man having more than one wife is a contradiction to the Bible, and you hate the Most High.
That's right.
You go against what he's saying because he's clearly giving you examples and introductions, and directions on what to do on if you have 2 wives. You understand? So, Lucky, it's something wrong with women wanting to be independent because of this. What do you mean by independent? That word is a word that you can't just use.
Word.
You understand? Independent is a word that's disgusting for a woman to use. It's very disgusting. You understand? Now, does a woman have to marry? Does a woman have to have a husband? No. A woman can be in the ISUPK. You can come into the truth. You can come in here, do your 90 days, stop eating shrimp, crab, pork, lobster, change your life. You understand? Do everything, serve the Most High, all of that. And you don't ever have to get a husband. You don't ever have to have children. You don't ever have to do none of that. You understand? It's not a sin to not have children. It's not a sin to not have a husband. You understand? No sweat if that's what you want to do. But you got to be so more careful with that word independent. Independent is a word that has plagued the black community, especially dealing with our women for many years now. One, keep going.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 15. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated.
If a man have two wives, one that he loves and another one that he does not love, he hates this other one. Keep reading.
And they have borne him children.
And they both have given him children. Keep reading.
Both the beloved and the hated.
And
if the firstborn son be hers that was hated.
So the one wife that you have that you hate, you're just like, man, I can't stand this female, man. Can't stand her, man. She always running her goddamn mouth, man. Can't let me do nothing. Good night. I hate this woman, man. Damn. You understand? You got that woman. You got her. And she's the one who gives you your first son. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 16. Then it shall be when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath.
When you're writing down your will, when you're saying my son will get all of everything I own, my inheritance, this is what you have to do. Keep reading.
That he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated.
Meaning you can't take the son, you can't punish your firstborn son because he was born by a woman that you did not like, or that you hated rather. And you cannot give your inheritance to your second-born son that was born by a woman you adored and loved because she knew how to shut her damn mouth, because she knew how to follow orders, because she knew her role and her how she should be in a household that's led by a man, that's led by her husband. You can't just take those factors and say, you know what, the son that you gave me, I'm gonna give him everything. You can't do that. You have to give it to your firstborn son. Why? Keep reading.
Come. Which is indeed the firstborn. Verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he had. For he is the beginning of his strength.
Because your firstborn son is the beginning of your strength. He is your legacy.
That's right.
He is your legend. That is who will carry on your name the best. He's your firstborn son, and that's how the Bible had it. Now, my question to you is, why the hell would God go through all this trouble on teaching you what to do if you had, like, who the hell is to say that you can't have two wives that you just both hate? You hate both of them. Who's the hell to say that you can't have two wives that you just both love? Why would God go through the trouble of telling you what to do if you have two wives that if one you love and one you hate, both give you sons? Do that if having multiple wives is a sin. I'll be waiting on my answer.
Long time.
I'll be waiting on my answer. The short answer is because having multiple wives is not a sin. A man can rule over more than one woman at one time. The same way a man can have more than one daughter and rule over all of them at one time. You understand? The problem with women is that women believe that they're so influential when you're not. You're not influential. You cannot influence me at all, or any real man. Maybe a weak man you can influence. What you got? Oh, Salakia. Oh, she talking about that neat K, Salakia. Yeah, like I said, with neat K, why was man made before trees and animals in Genesis 2, but everything in Genesis 1? We're going to get to it, no sweat. But my point is this. You understand? You are not influential, meaning you cannot change the mindset or the belief of a strong man. You understand? If I have, because a lot of women say this, they say, well, okay, you got it. But if a woman can have, if a man can have more than one woman, why can't a woman have more than one man? This is why. Because if I have more than one woman, well, I'll give it to you like this. If a woman has more than one man, you will be confounded and confused on who to listen to. So you got one man who's a Muslim, and then you picked another man who's a Christian, and then you picked another man who's an Israelite. And what are you going to do? Who are you going to listen to? You're going to follow the one man who's a Christian, and you're going to go home to the Muslim, and you're going to be eating some pork, and the Muslim will be like, what the hell are you doing? And you're going to be like, oh, shit, I forgot who I was with. You understand? Salakia. You understand? You're going to be like, I forgot who I was with. And then you're going to go to the Israelite, you're going to eat some shrimp, and you're like, good night. Because you're going to be confounded. You won't know what to do. You won't know who to follow and who to listen to. But if a man has 1,000, I'm not exaggerating. You can give me 1,000 wives, line them all up in a goddamn coliseum, and me at the totem pole, and me be all of their husbands, and neither one of them will influence me to do nothing, to do a goddamn thing. I don't give a damn what background you come from. You won't teach me to eat pork. You won't come to me and say, babe, I think that you should just eat some shrimp. I think you should just eat some, just smoke a little weed with me. You understand? The man who will fall victim to that is a weak man, and that's not the man that you want to be with anyway. But a woman should never be able to influence a man, and that's the order of the Most High. That's why a man can have more than one wife, and a woman cannot have served more than one master, which is her husband. What you got? Go ahead, let's go.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 10. And the man that committed adultery.
Oh, good night. We were about to go here. Good night. We about to go here for the Christian women. They want this woman. Well, hold up. You understand? Yeah, hold up. Yeah, shrimp is not clean. Yes, that's correct. Shrimp is a sin against the Lord. But the Christian women say, but hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some sin up in it. You understand? Adultery. Boom. God. Bow. You understand? You cannot commit adultery. Ha! Nigga. One west. One west. You understand? One west. That's me. Who the best. You understand? Nobody else. Well, let's get it. Let's pull adultery for a man in the Bible. Let's go. You understand?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 10.
And
the man that committed adultery.
Now the man, right? Because the man can commit adultery, right? Well, let's get it on. Let's see what adultery is.
With another man's wife.
No. A man committed adultery with who?
With another man's wife.
No, with just anybody.
With another man's wife.
No, just single woman.
With another man's wife.
Hold on. So there's a stipulation on how I commit adultery? Are you saying that the Bible is saying that the only way I can commit adultery is if that woman is already married to another man? Good night. Maybe that crazy nigga with the shades on Instagram Live is telling the goddamn truth. Maybe the Bible doesn't say that having multiple wives is a sin. Because a man can only commit adultery when you have sex with another man's wife.
That's right.
You understand? Keep reading.
Even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife.
With his brother's wife. Not with just a woman that's single. Not with just a woman you met at the club. And you're saying, that's why in the UPK we teach, when you go out into the club and in the party, you gotta say, when you meet up, when you say, hey, what's shalom, sis? You understand? You looking good, Salaki. Let me ask you, you got a husband? You got a man you're dealing with, a partner, or somebody you talking to, somebody you're having sex with? You understand? You got to ask those questions because you have to make sure you're not committing adultery by having sex with another man's wife.
Right.
Because that's a sin against the Lord. It's not a sin to have multiple wives. It's nowhere in the Bible you're going to find it. You understand? That's coveting something of your neighbors is different. Coveting something of your neighbors is if Dabawan has the new red Corvette and I'm like, oh, man, you seen Dabawan new red Corvette? Man, he don't deserve that, man. I need that Corvette, man. You understand? It's because I'm lusting over his Corvette. You understand? That's not, if Dabawan got a new Corvette, I could say like, oh man, that joint is nice. Yo, I want me a Corvette just like it. That's not coveting your neighbor.
Right.
That's not, because you're not saying you want what is his. You're saying you want something that's like what he got, but just different. Even with women, if Dabawan got a Tawab rig, and every day he come in the building, he's like, yo, man, my rig is Tawab, man. You understand? I moved her from Baltimore, man, from Maryland, man, and she's just the most Tawab rig I've ever had. There's nothing wrong with saying, damn, brother, man, I can't wait till I get me a Tawab rig like that.
Right.
That's not coveting your neighbor. That's not saying, oh, when Dabawan's rig come over here, I'm going to have a little look.
Right.
Because I want her to leave Dabawan and come be with me.
Right.
You understand? And I tell you a little secret. That rib will never be that same rib for you.
That's right.
Because she'll know how much of a scum, low life you are.
That's right.
You understand? She'll never do that to you. You understand? But that's not covenant. And no sweat, sis. That's why we in these classes to learn. She said, oh, my mistake, no sweat. That's honorable. We coming up across a lot of honorable comments tonight.
That's right.
And I appreciate that, man. You understand? So lock it. We gonna officially end this at 9:30. So lock it, man. We gotta clip it up. But we gonna finish this scripture right here, man. Keep going.
Come. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
Shall surely be put to death, man. That's a death penalty according to the Most High. Give me what you got.
So I was gonna say,
go ahead.
The scripture proves that adultery has two parties. Right. Every time adultery is committed, there's an adulterer and an adulteress.
That's right.
Every time. Right. Can't be an adulterer and an adulteress if only one person's committing the crime.
Exactly.
You gotta be two parties.
Exactly. And that's why I think what is in the book with the rape? Is it in the book of Deuteronomy? With the rape. And it says if
she yell out, she cry.
Go ahead and cry. Go ahead and get it for me, man. Let's get it. You understand? And then someone get me Dabawan, you give me Giannis, give me Deuteronomy 17 and 17. And no sweat, sis. I appreciate that. You understand? It's very honorable for you to be able to disagree with something, but still listen and still question and still bring your information. Because what you'll find that what will happen is, because you have a zeal for the Most High, you'll continue to bring your scriptures. You'll continue to go back and forth, and to the point that one day you're going to figure out the truth. And one day you're going to find a husband who knows who it might be. You understand? And you're going to be happy with your husband. And Lord, allow your husband to be in the truth. And you'll never have to worry about your husband sneaking out on you ever again. You'll never have to worry about your children being raised without a father. You understand? Because your husband will be in the truth. You understand? Who's holding Deuteronomy?
I got Deuteronomy.
Go ahead and read that out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 17. I'm
gonna give Christians one up one. I'm gonna pull a scripture that Christians will pull up themselves. Keep reading.
Neither shall he multiply wives to himself.
Neither shall ye multiply wives unto himself. Now a Christian will take that and say, see, you can't have multiple wives. That's a sin. You understand? When this scripture is not talking about that. It says, neither shall ye multiply wives unto yourself. You understand? Keep reading. And why is it saying that? If any brother or sister in the room can answer that. Why is it saying ye should not multiply wives to yourself? Even online, if you want to answer that, you can. Yanazar.
Because the woman is one of the most easy ways for a man to be distracted from the work of the Lord.
Let me see. what was the king, if I'm not mistaken? Was it King Solomon or was it David? What king was it that asked, what is the most powerful thing on earth? And it was 3 answers. I think one of them was
Solomon.
It was Solomon.
I think it's Solomon. I believe.
If I'm not mistaken, it was King Solomon who asked, what is the most powerful thing on earth? And one of them was wine. One of it was fear, I think, or something like that. Maybe something totally different. I know for a fact, one of the answers was wine. And the third answer, which was the correct answer, was women. That was the most powerful thing on earth. The Most High knows this because a woman has a power that a woman doesn't even understand that she has. That's like you women, good night. You think that you are just, I'm in the truth and I just don't got no worth. I'm not nothing. You goddamn have the greatest power. You have, like, say sis right here. Say this sis right here, right? Let's stop. This is a brother's real in the truth. Let's say this same brother who's in the truth is a king that murders every goddamn thing. The most bloodshed king in Israel. Kills every goddamn thing. Nobody can touch him. Nobody can walk up on this king. But guess who can? His wife. She can walk up to him, smack him in the face, yell at him, curse him out, take his crown off his head and put it on her head. Why?
Because he loves her.
Nah. Yes, but nah. Because she giving him that box. That's why. That's good nice.
That's right.
You understand? Because at the end of the day, this brother, this king right here, ain't no goddamn homosexual. At the end of the day, this king desires one thing and one, after slaughtering millions and hundreds of thousands of people, you understand, it's left a nasty cramp in his leg. He wants to come home and he wants to get a massage and an oily bath and a back rub, and he wants to end the night off right. You understand? Who's gonna do that for him? His woman. You understand? And that's a power that a woman has. Who was it? Esther? Was it Esther who saved the nation of Israel because of that same power? There was a king that was about to destroy and completely annihilate the nation of Israel. And what did Esther do? For 3 days, she soaked herself in milk and honey, if I'm not mistaken. And then she went into the kingdom's chambers unannounced, meaning she wasn't supposed to go in there. Back then, like if you had a king, you had to make an appointment to go see your king because he had many wives. But she bathed herself in milk and honey for 3 days and went into the king's chamber and went in there and took the crown off his head. And and felt on him and touched him. And she was a bad mother. Shut your mouth. She was bad. And who knows what the hell she did? I'm not gonna get too explicit, but I know for a fact she had some skills on her. You understand? She did something that your favorite porn star could not do. You understand? Don't watch porn, it's a sin. But she was doing it to that king, and then because of that, you understand, she saved the nation of Israel. And that's the same reason why King Solomon said that a woman is the most powerful thing on earth. You understand what you got? A woman creates wars. If you know anything about who did Troy go to war with? Was it the Greeks? Yeah. Troy went to war with the Greeks over who? A woman. Over some goddamn punani. You understand? That over one woman. That's what they went with the war with. You understand? Keep reading up.
So like, I got a precept.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This one right here, this is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, and I'll start at verse 19.
Right.
All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Verse 20, as the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Verse 21, stumble not at the beauty of a woman. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman. All this is talking about what you should not go for. You understand? What you should not go for when you're picking a wife. You understand? Because we'll go to strip clubs and we'll be like, oh man, that one got the fattest behind. That one got the fattest gluteus maximus. You understand? She got the biggest breast. You understand? She got the light skin. She
bad. She got the lipstick. You understand? Keep reading.
And desire her not for pleasure.
And desire her not for pleasure, man. Because that's what we look for women today, is only for pleasure. And you should not do that. You should desire a woman for what she can do, what she can build. How can she raise your children? How can she raise a family? You understand? That's what you should be looking for a woman to do, and that's what you should desire for a woman. That's lust, exactly. That is lust, and that's a sin against the Most High. You should not lust over a woman because of her body parts. You understand? You should see a woman, and you should question, what can you do? How can you help me? You understand? I'm in the business, and women, you should make it your business to ask the question, what business are you in? Like my daughter will learn this when she grows up. My daughter is going to know when she meets a man, she's going to say, okay, your name is this. Okay, you this age. No sweat. What business are you in? And if his answer is, now I'm in the business to save Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, well, then you should not be no business of mine. You understand? And she's going to keep it moving because you're not doing anything that's going to keep you preoccupied. Being a man who serves the Lord and serves the Most High, it takes all the time away for you to beat on women. It takes all the time away for you to be a drug dealer. It takes all the time away for you to be a homosexual because all your time is gifted and donated to the Most High. You have no time for nothing else. You understand? And that's how our women should be today. You mean Israelites? Israel is conscious, but for the sake of the class, most Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians do not understand that they are Israelites, or in other words, Israel, which is Simeon, Naphtali, Manasseh, Gad, you know what I'm saying, Benjamin, Levi, Manasseh, Slovakia. What's the other ones? Naphtali, did I say Simeon, Judah, you understand those? Manasseh, yeah. Ephraim, that's the one I forgot. Ephraim. You understand? Those are the 12 tribes of Israel, but most of our people will not know what I'm talking about if I said an Ephraimite or a Judite or, anything of that matter. So I've got to say Black people today, but we know and we teaching the truth what Black people are today. You understand? We gonna let me get one more. Come on now. I know it's late, so lock here. Truth is so heavy, man. Good night. You understand? Let me get Ecclesiasticus chapter 27 and verse 3.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 27, verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in fear of the Lord.
Unless a man hold himself diligently in fear of the Lord. And this is also talking about women as well. You understand? This is something that all of us have to do when we come to the truth. You understand? Keep reading.
His house shall soon be overthrown.
When you keep that. When you don't hold yourself diligently unto the word of the Most High, your house will be overthrown. You understand? When you don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, your house will be overthrown. Whether it's talking about your nation, whether it's talking about your bloodline, your lineage, your heritage, your culture, your history, it'll all be overthrown by the so-called oppressor because we do not remember who we are. We do not practice what we're supposed to practice. You understand? But read it again, one more time.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 27, verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in fear of the Lord.
Meaning you follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Keep reading.
His house shall soon be overthrown.
His nation shall soon be overthrown, or his house, his personal house. When you're a drug dealer in your house, your children will be drug dealers and they'll die. When you're a homosexual in your house, your children will be homosexuals in your house and they'll die. You understand? When you're a gangbanger in your house, your children will be gangbangers in your house and they'll die. And your house will be overthrown by the plagues and of the so-called white man. Keep reading.
Verse 4. And when one sifteth with a slave, the refuse.
Do that one more time.
And when one sifteth with a sieve.
When one sifteth with a sieve. What is a sieve? The sieve is like a strainer.
Yeah.
You understand? So when one sifteth with the strainer, a sieve, keep reading.
The refuse remaineth.
The refuse, you understand? What is the refuse? Like, imagine what is the process of making wine? Does anybody know? The process of making wine.
You have to press the grapes.
What you got? You press the grapes and then what? You put fruit juice.
Separate the solid from the liquid.
But you put the fruit juice in it. You also put the yeast in it. You understand? But the yeast is, of course, unactivated, so it's not rising. But you put the fruit juice in it, and then you sift the wine, right? You got to take the wine out, and then what is left? You just read it.
The solid.
What's
the sieve.
The sieve. You understand? That's what's left in the bottom of the bottle of the wine. You understand? That's what's left. Read that again from that part.
With a sieve, as when one sifteth with a sieve, the refuse remaineth, so the filth of man in his talk. So is the filth of man in his talk.
The refuse remaineth. That's the filth. What is this talking about? Does anybody know? You got wine, you sieve it, you put it through the strainer, and the filth is left, the refuse is left. What is that talking about? If you're having a hard time, the rocket shot, that you're in the truth. Because this question, I promise you, my life for every Christian on this goddamn live right now, I promise you my life, this question will never be asked in the Christian church on any Sunday. I promise you it won't. And that's the problem. But in hearing the truth, I'm going to ask you, you understand? What we speak in Hebrew, yeah, we speak Hebrew in here. You understand? That's Hebrew. That's the ancient alphabet, the Lashon Kodash. That's the holy tongue, the language that the angels spoke. You understand? That's Hebrew. And we could also speak your goddamn Assyrian Hebrew too, if you want to take it there. You understand? But what is the refuge? What is that crap that's left behind? This again is another metaphor. It's not talking about wine. It's talking about people. When you come into the truth and you sift yourself of smoking weed, you sift yourself of being a homosexual, a child molester, a murderer, a sinner, you sift yourself of those things, and what is left? The sister says Sunday isn't even a Sabbath day. We know. That's why we don't say this Sunday is a Sabbath day. Sabbath day is the last day of the week. No sweat, sis. We in Ecclesiasticus. Where you at again?
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 27, verse 4.
Ecclesiasticus 27:4. What is the refuge that's left behind? This is something that mainly pertains to women, our sisters in the truth, but it also pertains to men as well. Read it again. We're going to end on this one. So
as when one sifteth with a sieve, the refuse remaineth, so the filth of man in his talk. Verse 5, the furnace proveth the potter's vessels. So the trial of man is in his reasoning.
Keep reading.
Verse 6, the fruit declareth if the tree have been dressed. So is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of men.
So is the utterance and the conceit of the heart of men. What does that mean when someone utters something?
He speaks it.
He speaks it. Remember that. I'll go back to verse 4.
As when one sifteth with a sieve, the refuge remaineth. So the filth of man in his talk.
What is the refuge?
The remnant or the effect.
But what is it to this day? It's not smoking weed. It's not eating shrimp. It's what?
Lies.
You're close.
Sin.
No, you was closer with lies. How do you get a lie?
You speak it. speaketh a lie.
That's right. It's what you say. You understand? It's what you say. That's the refuge that is left. You come into the truth. You do your 90 days. You stop eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You believe in brotherhood, and you go to the classes, and you go to camp. But then when you're at home, you say, man, that nigga Yanazar ain't shit. That nigga Yaramak, fuck hell to that nigga teaching my husband about some goddamn multiple wives. He ain't shit. He ain't nothing. But I ain't gonna eat pork. But I'm not gonna eat no shrimp. I ain't gonna get no tattoos though, and I ain't gonna celebrate Thanksgiving or Valentine's Day this year. But Yaramak teaching my husband and my friends about multiple wives, he ain't shit. Because that refuge that you left behind is your goddamn mouth. Right. That's why utterance, what you speak, what you say, what you utter has the power of life and death. That's the problem. That's why I said it pertains mainly to women. Women will be in the truth. You understand? Women will be in the truth. They'll stop sinning against the Most High, but what they say will be, you know, the kindle of the fire. And I'm gonna end it with this, but I'm gonna paraphrase. You go read the rest of the chapter on your own. When the chapter says that once you kindle that fire with that tongue, then nature will take its course and it'll burn everything. And you can tell that by when you get in an argument. How many of y'all have gotten in an argument with your husband and with your wife? Most of you. And how many of y'all, by 25 minutes into the argument, you don't even know what the hell began the argument because you're so mad over what was said in the middle of the argument. You so mad that he called you a bitch, and you so mad that he called you a goddamn hoe, that you forgot that you got an argument because you forgot to wash the laundry. Because what you say has the power of life and death. When you should learn to just shut your mouth. You should learn to not say anything. You should learn to just be quiet. But if you're a woman and you speak against multiple wives, everything about you is to wild. But you have that refuge because you don't know what you'll cause for someone else. You'll go in your little group chats and your sisterhood group chats and your in the truth sisters group chats, and you'll say, my man don't need no other wife. And you don't know what that'll do. And your tongue calls life and death.
That's right.
And another sister will read that and say, well, this sister said this. Well, why the fuck you think you got to have yourself another wife if this sister over here ain't yada 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 blah 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 blah? You understand? You should learn to shut your mouth, and you should never speak against your husband having another wife.
That's right.
You should never speak against your husband speaking against homosexuality. You should never speak against your husband speaking against anything that goes correlated according to the Most High, man. You should never speak against it. You should learn to shut your mouth the same way a man has to do. When you come into the truth, sisters and firsthand. You learned it firsthand. When you first came in here, was you so eager to raise your hand? No, you was fucking scared. You know why? Because we have that same spirit to teach you to learn to shut your goddamn mouth first. You should be quiet first, and then once you learn how to be a priest and prophet, then you can talk. Question, make a statement. That Ron made the statement earlier today before this class even started. He said, no sweat, y'all. I'm gonna be raising my hand, making sure the class keep going on, making sure I'm boosting the class. Why? Because he's learned. But when Ron first came in here, guess what? He ain't opened his fucking mouth for nothing. He didn't say a goddamn thing. He sat there quiet in the back of the classroom with his Timbs on and was quiet. You understand? A woman should learn to do the same thing. You understand? Just like a man should learn to do the same thing. And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest Officer Tabuan. So lock your man. I know you were off, man, but good, man. Like,